Almost 24,000 fans. It is the matchup they wanted, the matchup they always want. The ACC championship game, a battle of the Blues, North Carolina and Duke. For Duke and Coach K, the view from the top has been breathtaking. Number one plays a different brand of basketball. A versatile All-American surrounded by interchangeable stars. Even missing their senior assassin, a young gun came through. Duke's nemesis wears powder blue. A transition year for the Tar Heels has steady veterans leading raw underclassmen into the ACC title game. Now the arch rivals collide one more time. Duke shredded Carolina this season like they were an ordinary opponent. Now the Devils look to run the table.
Revitalized Carolina.
Chris, thank you very much, and that's an excellent way to put it. These two teams meeting for the 9th time in the ACC championship, bitter rivals. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for North Carolina. Max Owens, the sophomore, inserted into the lineup because of Capel's injury yesterday, came through with a career-high 23 points and hit several key buckets in that ball game. The Heels under Bill Guthridge. Duke under Mike Krzyzewski. Corey Maggette got the start against NC State. He also established a new career high. With Trajan Langdon still out with that sprained foot, he starts again today.
Well, Mike, when you think about the 90s, the most Final Fours in the 90s, North Carolina with 5, Duke with 4, Kentucky with 4, Arkansas with 3. National championships by conferences the last 20 years. ACC has won 5, the Big Ten 4, the SEC 3.
Rand against Haywood. Larry Rose will toss it up. And Cota controls for North Carolina.
Well, the big matchup right here, Avery and Cota. Avery has won the first 2 battles.
Keep in mind that North Carolina shot the ball brilliantly yesterday. That is the key for them in this game.
Well, they came out of the gate and made all those threes.
Owens baseline under a lot of pressure. Got the roll.
Well, that's certainly going to help his confidence right out of the gate. Had that big game, stepped up big time yesterday, Max Owens.
And that was not an easy shot.
Got that bounce.
Maggette. Elton Brand. Haywood gave him problems earlier in the year. And the foul is on Maggette.
Well, Haywood's size always gives him problems. And as we talked to our guy, Brad Doherty, he talks about how a 7-footer against a 6'8" should have that big edge. Take a look at Brendan Haywood right now. Makes him shoot the fadeaway jump shot.
Smart defense, hands straight up in the air.
Matchup Carwell right now on Owens. Carwell, a defensive dynamo.
Lang, little jump hook, and Brand clear.
Got to contain Avery. Can't allow him to start to put big numbers on the board.
Battier for 3. Shane Battier gives Duke the lead.
8 days ago did not play that game when they won by 20. Duke went down to Chapel Hill. You know, this is a game of pride and heart and character. And North Carolina is getting an opportunity to redeem themselves after being humiliated on their floor.
Owens trying to get inside. Battier got in his way. They kick it out to Okalaja. A runner. And out of bounds to the Blue Devils.
The one thing that's really sad in a way, you'd like to see Duke at full force, and certainly there's a look at Bill Guthridge. I'm not sure he'd like to see Trajan Langdon out there, but you'd like to see a team at full force, just like when Connecticut lost to Syracuse.
Avery with a long 3, good block out inside, and the rebound just drops into Okalaja's hand.
Well, Connecticut in that game didn't play with Bosco or Richard Hamilton.
Tough to judge a team when they're missing 2 guns.
Exactly.
Lang, great quick release.
You can't allow him to get in that deep, Mike. Once he gets in that 3-second area with that jump hook, he's so effective. He is really heading for stardom at North Carolina. Okalaja guarding Maggette's been playing off him, so he's going to make him shoot the jump shot.
He's going to have to make him stop shooting the jump shot.
See, the one thing with Maggette, you got to take a chance and say, let him shoot from the perimeter, take away his drive. But if he makes it, you got to step out and guard him.
He's a 35% long-range shooter.
Oh,
look at Lang. Is that beautiful?
Are you serious? The way he shoots that jump hook down there on that baseline.
Freshman from Gastonia, North Carolina, only averages 10.5 points a game. He's getting much more offensive, and there's Battier who drains it.
He's getting offensive as well. He used to be a defensive stopper who now has really gotten to be a little bit more active offensively.
Given the opportunity, I think Shane Battier could give you 22 a night, no problem.
I agree with you, Mike. If he wasn't the third or fourth option as he is in the offensive set with Duke.
Avery knocked it away from Cota. Duke on the run. Nice job by Avery. Faked the pass, and Owens couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, got away with it, though. I thought he should have given up the ball a little bit earlier to Carrawell, but also Owens did a great job blocking his vision.
11-6, Duke on a run. They need to get something out of Haywood down low. Nice job by Battier to double team.
Yeah, Battier rotated over to the way his driving angle.
Oh, Kalijah misses the runner. Owens saves it. Max Owens.
I'll tell you, Max has really stepped up. You can see a certain bounce in his game and a lot more confidence. In a game like yesterday, he'll do that for you.
Carrawell had it blocked by Owens and then plucked away by Haywood.
Out of control right there by Carrawell. They're trying to play off Cota, not to really come out and put a lot of pressure on him because he'll penetrate and beat you to the basket.
And that was so successful in the game in North Carolina. Avery backed off maybe a half a step, and Cota just couldn't do anything about it.
What they're trying to do is deny him the basketball when the ball's not in his hands to keep it away from him.
Foul was on Haywood, his first. Our first time out of the game. 15:57 to go, first half. Duke with the early lead over North Carolina, trying to win its third game against the Tar Heels this year. They have a 3-point margin with 15:57 to go, first half. The ninth meeting for the title. Duke has won 6 of the previous 8. The last time they played was in '98, and North Carolina behind 22 from Antoine Jamison, who also had 19 boards, easily won that game. In Charlotte, Duke has won 2 of the 3.
I remember that game. It was really close until about the 8-minute mark, and then North Carolina, Jamison and Carter just took over with their superb athletic ability and quickness and dominated the game. Oh, there's Trajan Langdon, certainly one of the catalysts for Duke. Outstanding perimeter shooter, averaging 17 a game. Free throw down the end of the game. Outstanding. I mean, you really hurt when you miss a guy like Trajan Langdon. Fortunately for Duke, they got people that can step in. But I'm going to tell you something. They're still not the same team without a Trajan Langdon.
Sprained his foot in the quarterfinals, and they have thought better of the idea of trying to play him. He tried to warm up yesterday. They just said he couldn't go, and the doctors told him it was an injury that could be aggravated. And they thought better of it, and I think as they did with the Shane Battier injury earlier in the year, they're making the right decision to let him heal and save him. Brand, nice head fake, and then Versticker got right back on him.
Versticker playing a lot of minutes now, getting better and better.
Battier, excellent penetration, can't hit the shot, but saves it.
So active, just a team player.
Leaned into that one, got the bucket and the foul.
What a big-time move by Shane Battier. His stock is going up, up, and up. I mean, it's running rampant.
He has 8 of Duke's 13 points.
He's like those technical stocks. I mean, they just keep going up, up, and up. You better get a piece of this guy's stock. I tell you one thing, he's a winner from out of Detroit Country Day. Kurt Keener coached him, an outstanding coach in the Detroit area.
Yeah, the difference is the stocks might go down. He's not going to.
Exactly. He's just going to keep rising and rising and rising. Just like your stock. You keep getting better and better. Must be the way your wife is feeding you, Janet.
That's right. Owens off his foot. Just safe.
Too much playing with the basketball. He's got to distribute it, get a little ball movement.
Cota having a tough time getting away from Avery.
Yeah, see, Avery's trying to deny it. Now he'll play off him a little. I don't believe he'll come out and challenge him because he'll beat him to the basket just like that.
Cota got around. Versticker, basket, and the foul.
Well, that was created by Eddie Cota, the 3D man. He drives, he draws, and he dishes the rock. You can't really pressure him, Mike. I would play off him and let him shoot the ball from a distance.
That was one of the few times that Avery has gambled and he lost.
Yeah, he lost that one, baby. You got to know when to fold him. You got to know when to hold him, says Kenny Rogers.
Just don't sing it.
Just yeah, you heard me sing yesterday.
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow.
Please.
That's what my wife says. Sing in the shower and close the shower door. Avery's so strong with the basketball, very physical.
That was a great move. He tried to dish it to Brand. It comes out, picked up by Lang.
Nice pass.
Oh, Elijah missed the shot. And it's out of bounds to the heels. Capel is in for the first time.
That's good news for North Carolina because he was drilling that trifecta yesterday. Hit his first 3 coming off the bench.
Duke has Nate James on the court for the first time. This is Bursticker. Tipped, and a great job by Duke to get a hand in the passing lane again.
Harrell's going to have to start to put some points on the board as well.
Battier. Brand offensive rebound. Powers it up.
What a big-time play right there by the All-American Elton Brand. See Brendan Haywood not in here to put that big body and that size on him.
That was his first bucket, but he already has 5 rebounds. We played 5.5 minutes.
He'll get a double-double. He's had 16 of them.
Elijah almost a 5-second count, and then Bursticker can't get it.
Good defensive pressure by Duke to create the turnover.
Vasco Eftimov checks in.
There's Elton Brand. See, he'll win the battle here against Lang. If the guy's equal size, there's no way they're going to handle him. I believe you got to have size on him. I think Brad Daugherty pointed out. Don't you think, Brad, the big guy will create problems for him?
Dick, you're exactly right, Dick. Elton's going to have a tough time. He's 6'8", 6'7", pop more realistically, but he's going to have a tough time dealing with Brendan Haywood and that girth. Brendan's taller, but he also brings about 10, 15 more pounds than Elton has.
And Eftimov is also in there to help inside. He is a very strong player.
Yeah, he's got very physical presence about him, and he also passes exceptionally well, Eftimov.
And fears nothing. Brand reverse.
What a reverse layup. You talk about mobility and agility.
Took Haywood to school that time, 17-10.
I was Clinic 101 on how to play the post.
Eftimov trying to do the same thing to Brand. Elijah for 3. Eftimov.
Good inside position by Eftimov, and the quick release, taking the ball up. See him, Brand, early in the game, Mike. Great players step up at great moments, and I believe he's going to step up big here.
Carrawell slashes inside, tried to get it to Burgess, knocked away, he got it back. Avery for 3.
Wide open, squared his body, knocked it down. He said, that's for my buddy Trajan Langdon, the Alaskan Assassin.
They've got a half a dozen guys on this team who can bury 3-point shots.
Yeah, Battier can step out there as well.
Duke's made 4 of 6 from long range in this game. And Burgess is going to be called for a foul away from the ball. Number 1 on Chris Burgess, the sophomore from Irvine, California, who's gotten a lot more minutes lately.
There's Elton Brand working the baseline. Look at the reverse layup. Okalaja had to step in and take away that drive from out of Peekskill, New York. I'll tell you, the significance of this game, this is bigger than people think. With Auburn getting beat yesterday, don't be shocked if Duke were to lose this, that Connecticut gets number 1 in the East.
Curry will be called for a block on the 2-on-1. Curry, the high school All-American basketball and football player who struggled mightily on the basketball court.
Yeah, he's really had a tough time making the adjustment. You see a little 2-on-1 around his back, the little dish. There's the bump. I want to just clarify this, Mike, so people understand what I'm saying. If Duke were to win this game, I think they should be a lock to be the number 1 seed in the East. But if they
How
were to
could
lose,
they not be?
But if they were to lose this game, I think with Auburn losing yesterday, I think the committee could easily justify themselves and put Duke in the South and put Connecticut in the East, because Connecticut only has 2 losses, of which one of them came without Voskuhl and without Hamilton.
Second free throw by Carrawell doesn't go. Carolina down by 9. This is not a team that generates offense instantly. They can't afford to fall much farther behind.
You're right, partner. They don't have the kind of speed and quickness to get a lot of easy layups.
And the shots not falling the way they did yesterday against Maryland.
Spreading the court, good spacing.
Had 2 shots at it. Eftimov stripped as he put it on the floor, but it's out to the heel.
Don't want to put that ball down in the lane. Hey, speaking of the ACC, this is an amazing number. The last 11 years, only one time an ACC team was not in the Final Four, 96.
It's just been amazingly consistent, exceptional basketball.
We got Burgess now inside playing Haywood. They got to get Haywood some touches. They got to get him involved in the offense. He's got to become a little bit more active.
Capel being dogged by Caraway. Eftimov. Oh. James blocked it.
Good quality defense by Nate James, a former McDonald's All-American. I got 9 of them, Duke. 1-9. They're all McDonald's All-Americans.
Burgess backing in, kicks it out to James. Battier. Eftimov swiped at it, and then Haywood bangs into him. Let's see who gets the foul.
Eftimov gets called for the foul.
Number 1 kind of stuff. That's going to be
it's really exciting. Bob Lee does a great job. He's been here for 20 years, Bob Lee. 20 years. We used to do a basketball show together. We used to love working with Bob.
Shane Battier with 8 of Duke's 21 points so far. He's hit 3 of 5 shots, goes to the free throw line. Duke as a team so far only 1 out of 4 from the line.
And that's not characteristic, but Shane Battier stepping up big in this game, just like he did against Maryland when he had 27.
Duke has extended its lead to 10 in the ACC final. Biggest lead, 22-12. The third member of our broadcast team, Brad Daugherty, courtside. Let's check in with him. Brad?
Yes, Mike and Dick, we talked about Elton Brand going against the size of Brendan Haywood. He's been able to negate the size by using his great feet. He continues to work hard. Here he has a tough time getting a shot off against the bigger Haywood, so he makes adjustments. He comes back and continues to work. And the one thing I like about the guy is he's all effort on both ends of the floor. Watch this move right here. Look at his feet. Good fake, up and under, uses the rim to guard, block off Haywood. That's why he's an All-American, Dick.
Hey, Brad, I want to ask you this. As a post player, you got to be a little active without the ball. So far, Brendan Haywood has not taken a shot, and he seems to be stationary, not active at all.
Well, I noticed yesterday that he really waited for the offense to come to him, and when it came to him, he responded. In a game like this, though, if you're a dominant post player, you got to demand the basketball like he's doing right now. One hard dribble, go to the basket.
Nice double team by Battier, fades the other way and forced it up. That team defense is just sensational.
Yeah, Battier did a great job helping, taking away the spin move to the lane.
Nate James. Rebound to Capel.
Capel gives him great size on a perimeter at 6'8", gives him an extra dimension as a rebounder for a guard.
North Carolina really needs a bucket. They get nothing easy against this defense. Haywood missed that one. So they got him the ball. 2 trips down court. He's missed both shots.
Got to make this wide open shot.
Nate James for 3. It's 25-12.
Guys like James responding off the bench. What quality performance. Guys that can be stars anywhere else if they play 30, 35 minutes. But they give up that quest for stardom to be part of a team that can win it all.
Duke has hit 5 of 7 3-point shots, and they're on a 12-2 run.
I'll tell you, that'll really make up for the loss of Trajan Langdon when other guys start knocking him down. Trifecta time.
Like he's doing right now. One hard dribble, goes to the basket.
See, Battier makes him spin away, Brad.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Battier does a good job getting up into him. It's the indecisiveness that's hurting Brendan Haywood. You catch the basketball, you go right now. If you wait on the double team to come, I guarantee you with this Duke team, it's going to be there. You got to go right now.
The game is a game of instincts and quickness, and you can't think. You got to be able to react quickly, and he's thinking with each possession.
You get in trouble in the game of basketball when you start thinking about what's going on. You're exactly right. It's all reactionary.
All my life, I tried to think, and I got in big trouble, so I stopped thinking.
Yeah, I think I was there the day you stopped. Max Owens hits a couple of free throws, and that stops the run. 25-14.
North Carolina going to a zone right now. A little zone defense. Going to a little zone. Interesting. Duke shoots so well. Should be able to get good shots against the zone with the skip pass.
Avery, a long 3.
That's out of his range. That's out of NBA range. That's not a good shot right there. That's not using your basketball IQ to the best. of your ability.
In the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds, North Carolina has hit 1 field goal in 7 tries. What a contrast to yesterday.
Exactly. Certainly totally different than we saw yesterday in that Maryland performance. They have really contained the penetration of Dakota by playing off it.
Avery, great hands.
William Avery has become a star. He's no longer a support player to Langdon and to Brad. I think the kid has got stardom on his chest.
Scary thing about Duke, so does Battier, so does Carrawell, so does McGetty. Lang knocks it in.
And Lang's certainly going to have it in the future. I think North Carolina's greatness is ahead of them. With all these young players coming back and that size, and Cota should return. You add Joe Forte to that lineup next year. They're going to be a top 10 team without a doubt.
Brand trying to spin it against Haywood, and he walked. Good call by Frank Scagliotta. Well, you talked about North Carolina's best days ahead of them. Consider what they lost. Antoine Jamison, Vince Carter, and Shamond Williams off of last year's team. I mean, they always say North Carolina just reloads, but you can only lose so much and go back to the same level.
And you know, Shamond Williams, you look at Bill Guthridge, 58 and 11 for 2 years, the winningest record in right now in the history of college basketball over a 2-year period. Amazing. Could you imagine if they had Jamison and Carter in this lineup?
This would be a heck of a matchup all year long between these two teams under those circumstances. Not bad as it is.
That certainly should build the confidence of Brendan Haywood getting his first deuce.
That's why you were talking yesterday. A couple people you heard criticize Bill Guthridge. How could anybody criticize Bill Guthridge for losing that type of talent and coming back and setting a record for the most wins in the first 2 years in coaching history?
Well, anybody that thinks he's going to step down is out of their mind. He told me today before the game, I have no interest in stepping down. I love what I'm doing. 58 and 12, an amazing record. You know, their argument is he doesn't have the stature. Who cares about the stature? I love Dean Smith, and I think Dean Smith was possibly the greatest of all time, but certainly one of them. John Wooden has to be there. But you have to ask the question is, how much better would have they been numerically, number-wise, than 58 and 12? I can't see it.
My guess would be not at all, and I think Dean Smith would tell you the same thing, the gentleman that he is. 28-18.
And he's such a classy guy. They're starting to go to Haywood a lot more on the inside.
Triple teamed him, knocked out of bounds. We're at the Charlotte Coliseum, and it's the 4th day of the ACC tournament. That means it's championship time. Duke and Carolina for the 9th time playing for the title. It's 28-18.
North Carolina's won the last 2 years, 97 and 98, ACC tournament champs.
Carrawell went for the steal, leaves Owens open, and he makes him pay for it.
Max Owens has really come together with his ability offensively.
Max Owens has 8 points in this game, and here's a walk.
Had a big-time reputation out of high school, out of Mount Zion Academy. Played with Tracy McGrady. Really struggled a lot last year, but has now got the confidence and has become a factor on the perimeter. Take a look at Max right now against Chris Carrawell, a versatile defender.
Dick, to me, this is a big possession here. They've got it down to 8. A basket could cut it to 6 and put them right back in it. Lang.
He's just automatic with that, Mike. I have never seen anybody shoot the jump hook so quickly like he does on that baseline.
He has a marvelous release. The lead is 6.
And the zone has really bothered Duke a little bit going to that zone.
Carrawell, nice fake, kicks it out to Avery for 3. Lang with a rebound.
Player of the year, Charlotte Observer in high school last year.
Elijah.
Gotta think of a timeout, baby. Duke better get a TO, baby. The heels are back. The heels are back. Carolina to Duke, baby. It doesn't get better than this. And we get paid for being here, Mike and Brad. We get actually paid for being here.
That was Elijah's first field goal. He had missed his first 4, and North Carolina shooting the way they did yesterday, goes on an 11-1 run to cut the lead to 3.
Look at Chris Lang working on the inside. There's the young diaper dandy with that little jump hook. A la Brad Doherty on the baseline. And then we're going to take a look at Okalaja, Mr. Senior, and what a senior year he's had. And look at him. He knows where the line is. Very smart player. Finds that line, gets behind it, and tickles the twine.
Dick, let's go back to what Brad Daugherty said before. You get the ball inside as a post player, you can't hesitate. Obviously, Chris Lang has a plan. When he gets that ball, it's gone.
Yeah, he doesn't hesitate at all. He knows what he's going to do with it. They got to step in the gap, stoop a little bit more against this zone. They're playing with the ball on a perimeter. They're going to flash to the 3-second area. Right in that area. They're going to dump the ball into Brand, get some touches.
James backing out. Okalaja not going all the way out with him. Shot clock is at 8.
Right behind the foul line area is an open area in that zone. Right behind. There it is.
Brand against Haywood.
There it is.
And hit it.
Right behind that area, you got to find the vacated area and take advantage of the gap in the zone.
And Elton Brand can make that shot.
I could have made that shot.
Okalaja. 6.5 minutes to go, first half.
So they get him out of the zone now to get a man-to-man after that possession.
Brand over Haywood.
Well, there's the answer to that question. Can he play facing 12 or 15 feet? Brad Daugherty, his stock is going up, baby.
You're exactly right, Dick. And I believe if he goes to that next level, he'll have to shoot a lot more of those shots. And as you've seen, he's got a great touch for a big guy.
I agree with you. The kid is special.
Coda back the other way, hits a jumper.
We got a special game brewing here between two special programs where they graduate players. Players really come out as quality people like our guy, Brad Daugherty. They really are special when you talk Duke and North Carolina. Back in the zone. They're going to the zone after scores, Mike. Again, look at that foul line area. Look how wide open that foul line area is. Right behind Coda. You got to duck a guy right behind Coda. See, Burgess should flash in that post area.
Brand from the baseline again.
I'll tell you one thing Haywood's doing is making him step out to shoot the ball.
Right pass to Esteban, but he missed a shot.
And nobody feels worse than Bosco.
Carawell, a little pull-up jumper in the lane, pretty shot.
That's what's the area that's open. Right behind the foul line, he attacks it with dribble penetration and takes advantage. North Carolina is not a great team playing the zone because they don't play it that often.
34-27.
But you try to make adjustments.
Coda for 3. Well, you can just see their shoulders sag when they miss a shot. They need to make a lot of them. Avery.
I'll tell you, he'll make a lot of them, Mike. He'll make a lot of them. Oh, what a Sunday afternoon in Charlotte.
And on that shot, Ed Coda was right there. He made it anyway. Duke has hit 6 out of 10 threes.
I want to jump out of my seat. I love this, man. This is unbelievable. I see those uniforms and those names, and I get excited.
Jump ball, and Duke will get it.
When I see those uniforms, I think of the Leitners and the Jordans and the Daughertys. I think of the Hurleys and the Grant Hills.
Duke was such a dangerous club. Anybody can hurt you. This time it was Avery. He already has 10.
SEC championship game in the Georgia Dome, where Kentucky is unbeaten all time. But Arkansas's played a strong first half, mainly because Kareem Reed's been brilliant, feeding Brandon Dean. Hogs led by 10 at one point. It's a 1-point margin at the break. Mike, Dick?
All right, Chris, we have a 10-point spread here with Duke on top of North Carolina, 4:20 to go.
I talked to Larry Conley, and he was at the game yesterday. He said Kentucky played exceptionally well. Arkansas playing well at the end of the year, but take a look at here at the summary. 58% shooting by Duke, and look at the three-point line. 6 for 10, and that's certainly the difference.
Duke has just barely taken over the rebounding margin lead from North Carolina. Both great rebounding teams, and here's Elton Brand.
Yeah, he flashes right to that open area I was talking about, right behind the foul line, finds that open area. He's got 8 points, 6 rebounds, and Avery, the AB gang, Avery and Brand, 2 super Souths. Avery's got 10.
Three from Avery. Rebound to Battier, who checks back in.
What a
great
nice
hustle.
job. See, right now, he's got to step up right to the foul line area. Somebody's got to step in the foul line area.
Avery slashes in, got it to Battier, the basket and the foul.
I'll tell you,
Great feed.
William Avery's development as a point guard is so special. He has really understood the role. He's made the adjustment as you look at Haywood from taking over from Wojciechowski. Now watch the penetration, split the defense, drop the ball off, and he finds Battier on the interior for the layup. What makes Duke so special, and any great team that you ever looked at, whether it be 87, Carolina went undefeated in the conference, 84, Carolina, 74, NC State, or this team here, Duke, they're all unselfish.
12 for Battier. 40-27 with 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the first half of play from the ACC championship game. Here's the storyline update. Duke in the tournament beating people by 26 points a game and out-rebounding them by 10.5. North Carolina again in the championship game in the 90s, and Maryland yesterday, in spite of a great effort from Steve Francis, who averaged 25.5 points for the tournament. Terrence Morris, we understand, was sick yesterday. One of the reasons why he did not play as well as everyone has come to expect of that talented young man.
I tell you, Mike, if Duke continues to play the way they've been playing at the end of the year, and today so far in the first half, as you see a layup by Okalaja, nice play off the inbounds after the timeout. If they play their A game, there's just nobody in America can beat them. It's 63 teams chasing the Duke Blue Devils.
Nate James.
Brand. He misses, but there's Mr. Brand, and he knows what to do with it, baby. Once he gets those big paws on that basketball, it is Jam City.
Elton Brand, 10.7 boards, going for a first half double-double. Lang, there's that quick jump hook. Boy, they got to find that spot and get him off it, because he'll make every one of them.
I'm surprised they're allowing him to post up in an area where he's so effective. You got to push him out of that lane. Get him away from there.
Chris Lang has made 5 of 6 shots from the floor.
Bursticker cannot handle Brand inside. This is an M&M mismatch right here. Can't handle him. Bursticker certainly an improved player, but there's no way physically he can handle Mr. Brand on the interior.
Well, Bursticker's listed at 205. He doesn't have a prayer.
Look at this right here. Gets inside position.
You can't give up 50 pounds and keep a guy away from the floor.
Not only 50 pounds, he has such strength and he has know-how and finesse.
Brand hits the free throw. Haywood is going to come back in. Bill Guthridge gave him as much of a rest as he possibly could.
You know, it's amazing, though, when you think of North Carolina, 24 consecutive years to the NCAA, and it'll be 25 this year. The next team behind them, Arizona with 14, Indiana 13, and UCLA 10. That's an amazing number. You talk about consistency. That program stands for consistency. What is it, 35 years, 1, 2, 3 in the ACC? 35
straight years in the toughest conference in the country. I think it's the most amazing statistic in all of college basketball. There's a travel. The officials today, Larry Rose, Frank Scagliotta, and Rick Hartzell. Tremendous crew of officials, as we always seem to have in the ACC.
Little frustration right there by Brendan Haywood. Little frustration.
He thought he was pushed.
Now look at that foul line area. There's a big hole right in that foul line area. A little duck and move to the foul line area. See Cota now dropping in, trying to take it away.
James got it to Brand. Carroll slices it.
Nice ball fake by Carroll. A little slice, little slide, glide. One of those unsung heroes like Kevin Freeman down in Connecticut. What a great job they did yesterday. Congratulations to Jim Calhoun's club, beating St. John's in New York convincingly.
Carroll called for that foul.
I don't see it changing the #1 seeds. I see Duke in the East. I see Connecticut going out west, and they should not be upset with that going out west. And I also think Auburn stays south, deservedly so, Michigan State in the Midwest.
Haywood goes down, and this time they say he was pushed.
He's got to work a little bit more jumping rope. I had Bob Lanier when I coached the Pistons, and Bob, a big guy, used to work every day on agility drills, jumping rope, work on squeezing a basketball. What do you feel about that, Brad, for a big player since you were up there?
I agree 100%. Jumping rope, the footwork is the most important thing for the big guys, and Brendan needs to continue to develop his feet. Quicker feet mean a better player. Conditioning's next. He's got to get in a little bit better condition so he can play those extra minutes, take advantage of when the other guys are tired. But he has made tremendous strides. He's on the right path, and he's going to be a super player.
That was the second quick foul on Carrawell.
I'll tell you, Brad, you talk about quicker feet. Also, when you have quicker feet, you're going to get more shot opportunities and more chances to make plays happen.
You're right, Dick. The thing is positioning, and when you're as big as Brendan Haywood or an Elton Brand, if you can get that extra inch by using your quickness, your size is already there to take over. So that positioning, being quicker than the other big guy, is very vital.
Max Owens, who hit 11 out of 12 from the line yesterday, is 4 for 4 this afternoon. The lead is cut back to 13. How important do you think it is for Carolina, Dick, before the half to get it down to 9?
Well, I think it's really big. Psychological. We often talk about that.
Avery's got other thoughts.
Wow, he's going to be challenging his buddy for the MVP award. Talking about Mr. Brand or Mr. Avery. Is he winning the battle against Ed Cota? He had 45 points in the first 2 matchups.
Avery has 13. Duke with 3 players in double figures, and here they come on the run.
It's been the Avery show. Oh, he got stripped that time.
Owens, nice D.
He tried a little shake and bake around his back.
Avery trying to return the favor. Owens got it back and lost it. That's not North Carolina's game.
Rick Hartzell with the goal. Athletic director of Bucknell does a heck of a job. Hartzell, Scagliano, and Rose.
Coming up at halftime, presented by 7-Up. We'll take a look into the SEC Championship, a Big 12 Championship preview, and the bubble breakdown.
Well, Rhode Island spoiled the party for a few clubs. I'll tell you that. You say congratulations. What a job they did to win the Atlantic 10. Jimmy Herrick, I think they made a big mistake at UCLA. Jimmy Herrick, when he got reprimanded, Mike, should have been reprimanded and not fired. I mean, we all make mistakes in life, but the guy should have been reprimanded, and what a job he's done at Rhode Island.
Battier goes to the line. Shane today with 12 points. In and out on that one. Lang with a rebound. The lead is 16, under a minute left.
North Carolina's got to try to get a little spurt here to go in at halftime with some confidence.
They have shot well, 50%, but Duke has shot 60.
See, notice how he plays a little bit off him. Not going to come in. You don't want to challenge him out here. He'll beat you to the basket.
Just won't let him inside. Okalaja, tough shot.
That was a big-time shot by Okalaja, but he's making those shots all year long.
Mike Krzyzewski tells Avery what he wants him to do. For Duke, all 5 starters made first, second, or third team all ACC.
I've said so many times, I'll take Duke and give you the rest of the league, and I would really feel I'd have maybe even an advantage personnel-wise. That's how talented they are. But you know what's really sad? Mike Krzyzewski will not get the recognition like Dean Smith did over the years because everybody says he's supposed to win.
I think Krzyzewski's the best. Battier tries to draw the foul, leans in. Okalaja at the buzzer. The battle of point guards in the first half. Cota could not handle Avery. Avery comes up with 13 points, but Ed Cota counters on the other end with 7 big assists. The first half story, Duke 49, North Carolina 35. Let's check in the studio with Chris and Digger. The ACC Championship game, #1 Duke with a 14-point lead over their arch rival North Carolina. Welcome back to Charlotte, everybody. Mike Patrick, Dick Vitale, Brad Doherty is with us. Cota had 7 assists in the first half, which means he's the all-time ACC tournament leader. But the matchup between he and Avery, just what you'd expect. Cota had more assists, but Avery had a lot of points.
Well, you know, he's done a great job distributing the basketball, Ed Cota. But the bottom line is cannot defend William Avery. Avery really dominated offensively in the first half. He did it every way, which way you would want it. He took it to the basket and was strong with the drive. He stepped in passing lanes and scored in transition after the steal. And then he showed his ability to get to the basket and distribute the rock as he laid it off to Mr. Battier. And he also showed his ability to knock down the trifecta. William Avery was a 4-star player in that first half.
They both had impacts on their team. Avery with 13 points, 3 assists. He had 5 out of 9. Cota had only 2 points, but came through with 7 big assists. What has got to be frightening for North Carolina, we talked at the beginning of the game, they had to shoot well. They have shot well. They shot 50%, and they're still down by 14 points.
You know, Mike, I said they had a chance to win if they could shoot 50% or better. Well, like you said, you shoot 50%, and I attribute that to the versatility of Duke. You ready for this one? Yesterday, McGetty was sensational, had 17 at the half. Well, Mr. McGetty right now, in 10 minutes, had 1 field goal. But it didn't matter because Battier, Brand, and Avery were sensational.
Let's take a look at the First Union first half stats. You see Duke shooting 60%, including 7 out of 13 from threes. They had a slight rebounding edge, and North Carolina only turned it over 2 more times. Battier, the leading scorer for Duke. They have 3 players, or Battier had a dozen. They have 3 in double figures in the first half.
Well, if North Carolina has a chance to win the next 4 minutes, they got to win a battle of spurts and go up like 10-1. And he says, yeah, well, think about it again because I'm not going to allow it to happen.
And if you haven't been with us, they are doing this, and they have for the last 2 games without their All-American guard, Trajan Langdon.
Eddie Cota broke the record held by Drew Barry, Georgia Tech's fine point guard, 61 assists in the tournament.
Haywood kicks it out. Owens. Battier clears.
Getting 1 shot.
McGetty, what speed.
That's where he excels.
Oh, and McGetty went down hard.
He really excels in the open court in transition. So athletic.
Bad pass by Elijah, picked up by Carroll.
Wow, wow.
Foul by Haywood. And that's a 2-shot intentional foul on Haywood.
If Duke wins the first 4 minutes like it looks like they are, we may have blowout city here.
Dick, this has been a team on a mission all year long. As you said, Mike Krzyzewski set 3 goals for them. Win the regular season, win the tournament, and then go on to win the NCAA tournament. If they can run the table after this, they would set an NCAA record with 38 wins.
Well, he just threw the fastball, the Randy Johnson style, to go undefeated in the conference. Now he's getting ready to throw a Roger Clemens slider, and then he's going to get ready to throw a David Wells curveball to go for the national championship.
Well, the Yankees threw David Wells a curveball.
Oh, wow, they did really. Such a beautiful guy, too. I'm going to spring training tomorrow, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, well, have a good time.
Going to go down to see the Reds and then just have a little fun down there.
What a lifestyle. You play golf, training camp.
Those guys love basketball. That's all they want to talk about.
Offensive rebound for Brand off the miss. Battier, great pass.
Hello.
Shane Battier is a complete young player as you will ever see.
The question will begin starting tomorrow when the draw is posted. Can anyone beat Duke?
Owens. Lang offensive rebound, but he pushed off to get it. 2 on Chris Lang.
There it is. Kicks it back out. Make the extra pass. And there's Mr. Brand with those great hands and finishing. The big question will be, are they the best team of all time? That's going to start. Remember UNLV, 34-0 in 91. I think they would have a tough time trying to beat Lou Alcindor's clubs because I don't know how you handle Mr. Alcindor in the late 60s.
Well, he's a little old to play him now.
But they don't have to worry about playing him, do they?
That's right. The lead has grown to 21, the exact opposite of what happened yesterday with North Carolina when they were up 21 on Maryland and then survived a tremendous rush by the Terps.
The difference, though, Mike, you and I have talked about it. Maryland has the athletic ability and the quickness to be able to get back. You look at North Carolina, they don't possess that kind of quickness to make it happen with their defense, so it's tough to believe they can come back.
Avery from downtown.
I'll tell you one thing, it's going to be a long afternoon now for the Heels. Duke is on a mission. They're sending a message to the committee. You better put us in the East and forget about Connecticut in the East.
Elijah. Foul's going to be on Brand. That's number 2 on Elton Brand.
They want to play here in Charlotte. and then go on to the Meadowlands where they've had lots of success.
And here's the three-point story, and that is a huge difference in this ballgame. Dick, let me ask you a question. If you go 32-1, sweep the regular season in the ACC, win the ACC tournament title, and you're a consensus #1 in the country, where else could they send you?
Yeah, exactly. They got to be #1 in the East, and they got to have a choice to play here in Charlotte. I mean, they have earned that right. They have been clearly dominating teams and are right now going into the tournament the premier team in America.
Yeah, well, that kind of record you'd expect if they wanted to play at Cameron a couple of times.
You know what? It wouldn't matter anyway the first 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds, it'll get interesting when they get past the first 2 rounds and get to the round of 8.
Owens in the lane, and he is fouled.
It's going to take a very special performance by someone to stop this team in quest of its national championship. Mike Krzyzewski, what a career he has had. 7 times to the Final Four in a 9-year period. You look at the 90s, 6 times winning the regular season title. 3 times in a row he's won the regular season. In fact, last night we went to a party. John Swafford invited us to a party, and you and I went.
Wonderful, wasn't it?
It was a great time, but I told John, I'm there sitting with him, and I say, John, you got to get a trophy for the regular season winner. I said, I'll donate the money. They deserve a trophy.
He promised to send you the bill if he went for the plan. Maggette.
I think the mystery's out of this, baby. I think it's just a matter of what's the final score going to be.
May very well be. But I have seen North Carolina make comebacks time after time throughout the years, but they have had different style teams when they did it. Maggette. Haywood with a rebound.
They did it with great defense. The one thing with this Duke team is they just keep playing and playing and playing as Owens knocks down a 3, and they don't play the scoreboard. I think a lot of teams have a tendency to play the scoreboard. Would you agree with that, Brad?
I agree with that 100%, Dick. Yeah, you have a tendency to start watching the score, and you get the big lead, and you become tentative. This Duke basketball team continues to execute their offense. They know exactly what they want to do, and they try to do it to precision each time down the court, and it's usually very productive.
Avery for 3. That one's way off.
Wow.
Owens may have gotten a piece of that. Owens ahead of the pack. Toto Kid doesn't see him. Now he gets it to him. Max Owens has had quite a 2-day string in this tournament. 15 points today, 23 yesterday. And 1 British amateur, all between 1923 and 1930. James is back in. Maggette will sit down. And when Mike Krzyzewski goes to the bench, it is just relentless. He brings in one great player to replace another.
You know, Mike, if you're talking about picking a winner, 6 out of 9 NCAA champs in the 90s have been #1 regional seeds. Only Kentucky has a #2 last year, #4 Arizona in 97, and #2 Duke in 91 broke rank.
Avery, nice penetration, throws it up high off the glass. Saved by Carroll, but he can't keep it in bounds.
If Carolina's going to get into this game right now, they got to win the next 6 minutes at the 10-minute mark, get this into a single-digit battle.
They've scored the last 7.
And it's been all Owens.
It was 59-35. Here's Owens again. He's been their go-to guy in this game. Okalaja on a dangerous pass.
Got to make
Cota for 3. And Cota is a very good standstill 3-point shooter.
Got to make that. North Carolina making that little run now. 10-zip. 10-zip.
They've cut it to 14. And the Tar Heel fans on their feet here in Charlotte.
It's a big possession right now for Duke to try and quiet this run by North Carolina.
Momentum is so huge in this game.
They got to get some touches inside the brand again. They're doubling up on him.
That means somebody's wide open. This time it's Battier. Doesn't hit it. The ball goes over the basket support, and it's out to North Carolina.
All of a sudden, they get a little frigid.
North Carolina making a 10-0 run. They've closed it to 14.
Effective in the half-court offense. They've done a great job of continuing to pound the basketball into Elton Brand. He has done a wonderful job on the block, and he's been unstoppable this half. A lot of passes going down. He's been very smart moving his feet, as you see him right here, flashing to the basketball. He's made some very tough shots with Brendan Haywood right in his face, and at other times he's moved people around, used his quickness, and that powerful move right there is the exclamation point to Duke's half-court offense.
Elton Brand's such a magnificent player, and when they have had Haywood on him, he is still 4 out of 6. Haywood was the guy who gave him trouble during the regular season. Nobody else, as you see, really can give Elton Brand any problem in the middle.
I'll tell you, nothing would stop the big fella once he gets the ball inside. 7 for 9. Daisy right there, his mom, Brand. She's such a big follower, goes to as many of his games as possible. And she's mighty proud of him, not only as a player, but as a student as well. And that's the one beauty of Carolina and Duke. They are truly student athletes.
Shane Battier used a word when somebody asked him how he could score all points in one game. He said, I'm not exactly an offensive derelict.
I couldn't believe that.
Well, we had to explain to you what it was.
I know. I said, what is a derelict? I always thought that was something bad.
It is. It is. Haywood outside against Brand as Duke in that man-to-man.
Right now.
Nearly lost it. Okalaja finally got free.
That's 12 in a row. You don't see that often. I have done a number of Duke games, and I cannot remember a team going 12 zip on him all year.
And Bill Guthridge, as a coach, is as good as anybody I have ever seen out of timeouts.
Yeah, he really does a great job. And the one thing about him, he keeps his team poised.
Battier stripped.
Nice effort by North Carolina, really coming back, responding to the challenge.
They can cut it to 10 here. Haywood.
There it is.
First time he caught the ball and turned immediately.
Yeah, didn't hesitate. 14 in a row. That's the first I have seen against the Dukies, and the Carolina bench will jump with joy.
It was a 24-point lead. Suddenly, it's 10.
A reverse of yesterday's action with Maryland.
Brand. Boy, Haywood wanted to charge, so did all the Tar Heel fans. Instead, they get a hold on Haywood.
Yesterday, late in that game, North Carolina was drilling Maryland big time until 5 minutes ago, and they made a run, cut it to 4. Look at Haywood down inside. See, no hesitation. His court spun on that baseline and knocked down the jumper. Last 4:25. Can't be smiling, Mr. Krzyzewski. What a drought.
Elton Brand breaks the 14-point North Carolina run with that free throw. Maggette will come back in. North Carolina cannot match them with reserves. As good as their players are, Duke has more firepower.
I don't know if there are many teams that can. Maybe the Clippers.
No.
I feel so bad for my buddy Chris Ford. I coached them. They haven't won a game yet. Have not won a game. You look at that roster.
Duke could take them.
Get Brad Daugherty out of retirement. Are you kidding me? We'll go down and play the Clippers, Brad.
The Clippers are having a very tough time this year, as you say, Dick. They're off to a terrible start. They've got to win a ball game here sooner. They'll set a new record in the NBA.
Coated, dogged by Avery.
See, patient. They're not trying to score quickly, which is smart. There's a lot of time on the clock. Execute. Stay in their offensive sets. Don't take bad shots.
Lang, blocked by Brand.
Good job rotating over Elton Brand.
Okalaja.
Hannibal Okalaja on the offensive glass. They just keep clawing and executing, and they're making this interesting.
They've scored 16 of the last 18 points. Brand, Bursticker didn't have a chance.
That's a mismatch. He cannot handle it. I mean, that is absolutely an M&M'er. I mean, there's no shot right there.
And no knock on Bursticker. Physically, he's just not capable of standing in there with Brand. As Okalaja flashes to the top of the key. Nice spin to go baseline, but he couldn't get the shot down. Looks like North Carolina might be a little tired. Burgos wouldn't go for him, but he gets the foul.
That would have been big. I mean, you watch this M&M'er inside. This is a mismatch physically. There's no way. That's an NC, no contest. That's like a beauty contest. And here comes Roseanne in her beautiful bikini versus Tyra Banks in her bikini. A total mismatch.
I guess you're not going to be on the Roseanne show soon.
I love Roseanne. She came up to me. You won't believe this, Mike. You're going to watch her make this free. Oh, yeah, boy. She came up to me at the Holyfield Tyson fight. I went to a party, and she said, I don't like you. I said, really? She says, I don't like you. She said, you got that guy off. Mr. Simpson, you're Robert Shapiro. I said, you're crazy. I'm not Robert Shapiro. She thought I was Robert Shapiro. Then she apologized, came over so many times. And I thought you were Robert Shapiro. I don't look like him.
And then you make this crack about her in a bikini.
Yeah, exactly.
Burgess falling back from the free throw line. The second one blanks out. He had shot the ball really well from the free throw line lately.
See, get Haywood a touch now with Burgess. Throw it to bed. There it is.
Burgess trying to front him, and he held it.
Get a touch inside to the big guy. They tried to get the nice angle for the entry to the post. Right here now, look at the angle. Try to get that 45-degree angle. Throw it a little bit higher, and he's got to go up and snap that ball. See, Brad Doherty would have snapped that and dunked it. Boy, I'm making you a star, Brad.
You are. You're taking good care of me, Big Dick. But you're exactly right. He's got to snatch the ball out of the air and advance to the basket aggressively.
What would Roseanne have done with it?
They say she likes to sit around a pool in her bikini down in Hollywood. Oh, nice pass.
Great job by Cota to get it back and dish it inside, and the lead is back to 10.
That's why he has broke the all-time record for assists in the ACC.
Has 9 in this game. Avery blocked and a foul. Owens thought he had a clean block.
The record I think he likes even better, Ed Cota. You ready for this one, Mike? He's 8-0 in his career in the ACC. Has never lost a game in the tournament. Yep. 8-0, Ed Cota. That's a winner, man. Take a look at Cota.
Just past Drew Berry, who had that marvelous tournament to break Bobby Hurley's record.
Free throw shooting becoming big now for Duke. They got to make these free throws. They struggled a little bit early in this game on a free throw line. Normally all year they've been an excellent free throw shooting team.
Avery's a great one, though, better than 81%.
And then when they got the combination of Avery and Langdon, the best backcourt in America, I mean, they were automatic down the end.
As a team, they're 11 out of 19 in this game. That's not up to their standard.
Parallel now matched up on Owens, trying to take away his offensive ability. A defensive stopper.
Capel against Maggette. Bounced it off his foot. Maggette went for the steal. Capel, nice spin, but Battier was there and Eftimov put it in.
Nice
Battier thought he drew a charge, and so did Mike Krzyzewski.
Nice little pass. They haven't been able to get it under 10. It'll be interesting if it gets into single digits. Remember, this was a 24-point blowout at one time.
North Carolina being more aggressive defensively. Avery, another long three.
They can get it under 10. Create some excitement.
This place is full of Tar Heel fans. They'll explode.
So many times Dean Smith pulled magical moment after magical moment coming from behind. Too many to even document.
Battier.
They've gotten cold, Mike. They've really gotten cold shooting the basketball. And that really brings out problems. When you're making shots, it changes the complexion. It helps every phase of your game.
Brand is ready to come in at the next opportunity. 10 minutes, 34 seconds to go. Haywood kicks it out to Owens. Back to Haywood. Little two-man game over Burgess, and he's fouled by Burgess.
In that second game, when they started to struggle shooting the basketball in the second half, Trajan Langdon knocked down some big threes to get them going, showing his leadership ability. And here he is sitting on the sideline with that sprained foot. This game is far from over now, Mike. I thought at one time I would have given them no shot when they were down 24. No shot.
Haywood at the line, only 4 points and 1 rebound for the 7-footer today. Elton Brand is back in. Nate James, Lang comes back in, and Okalaja for North Carolina.
Also, North Carolina's done a great job in the second half, negating the transition game. As you look here, first half, second half shooting.
Duke down to 38. That's been the difference. And North Carolina has stepped up its game. 65-56.
Do not mess with the Kentucky Wildcats in the postseason. SEC championship game. Kentucky trying to take control against Arkansas. Down low, Jamal McGlure. Little baby hook inside. And the lead is now 10 inside of 4 minutes at the Georgia Dome. Guys?
Well, Chris, believe it or not, the lead here is down to 9. Duke had led by 24 points Now they're up by 65-56. Hope you tune in. Duke has missed 7 of its last 8 shots, allowing North Carolina to get back in this game.
You mentioned that show, College Hoops Tonight. Dave Feldman does an outstanding job as Avery does 1-2 with a drive to the goal. And also Quinn Buckner.
That was a big bucket by Avery. It takes it back to double digits at 11.
He makes big baskets. He's not afraid to take big shots. William Avery.
He has 20.
Carolina has won the last 5 minutes, has really stayed in their offense, has executed. They got to get Lang the ball down on a baseline for that little jump hook.
The problem with that is being guarded by Battier.
Got a turnover.
Elijah stepped out of bounds.
Got a turnover.
Bill Guthridge up protesting the call.
58 wins in his career. Look at Battier trying to deny him the basketball. The best defensive post player in the league. Look at Battier fronting him, beating him to the spot. Oh, what an excellent job. Denial, a hand in the passing lane. That zone defense got to step in the gap of it.
Carrawell, the block from behind, but the foul.
You know, Mike, they just mentioned Chris Fowler and Digger Phelps talking about Kentucky. Looks like they're going to win the SEC. Dangerous team in a tournament. Any team that can win 5 games in a row like they did earlier this year, beating the likes. You ready for this? UCLA, Indiana, Kansas, Maryland, and Miami could rip off 5 in a row in the NCAA tournament. Trouble is they got to win 6.
That's right.
And they could do that, too.
Carrawell, the junior from St. Louis, makes the first, and Nortel takes you above the rim for Carrawell's second shot, as Duke has now gone up by a dozen with 9:37 left. Make it 13.
Going to be like a little physically exhausted now, North Carolina, trying to make that comeback.
More emotional, if not physical. It takes so much out of you to try to come back like that.
Because they didn't get back by trapping and utilizing the full court. You're right. That's a great point, Mike.
Coda, great pass to Lang. What a touch pass.
What an anticipation. He was one step ahead of the play. He knew where the ball was. He just didn't react. He anticipated.
Ed Cota with 10 assists in this game. Brand working on Haywood. Wheels into the lane. He walks.
He definitely lifted his pivot foot. Good call by Larry Rose.
And that travel was because of a good double team by North Carolina's defense.
Okulaja kicks it out to Cota, and there's Cota. He anticipated Lang, anticipated the defense rotating to him, and got into the open man. Great vision.
And that is the leadership and the knowledge of a veteran. And Cota has had only 1 turnover in this game. Poor pass by Cota. He'll have another one as Haywood couldn't catch it.
And Brand was the first guy down the floor.
Carrawell.
They were making all those shots early.
Elton Brand with an offensive rebound. Avery for 3. What a killer shot.
I'll tell you, it's going to be tough to deny him an MVP award. What an MVP performance. He has made 2 big baskets here in the last 2 minutes. The drive to the goal and a trifecta.
Dickey has 23 points and has hit 5 threes.
And he had 45 in the first 2 matchups. He likes Carolina blue.
Avery again.
He almost went to Kentucky. If Rick Pitino stayed at Kentucky, he was going to Kentucky. Good news for Mike Krzyzewski.
Carrawell. Boy, the Tar Heel fans so excited just a couple of minutes ago, now making very little noise here in Charlotte. Owens has been quiet lately.
Because they have to do it very methodically.
Good screen from Lang. Okulaja with a tip over Carrawell.
He just plays so hard. Tenacious, aggressive, just plays so hard.
72-60. Heels have not been allowed themselves to be put away yet. Haywood with a hold.
I got a question for you, Brad. You've been in the NBA. Can Ademola Okulaja play at the next level?
Yes, I believe he can, Dick. I think he's a great guy, great role player in the NBA level. Big guy, 6'9" tall, 240 pounds. He does a lot of things well. He doesn't do anything extremely great, but a lot of things well. So he'll fit a slot on some team in the NBA, most definitely.
What about Ed Cota?
Ed Cota is going to be one of those people. He's going to have to be on the right. He's going to have to be at the right place at the right time. He handles the ball extremely well, but in the NBA, they like for you to be able to put it in the bucket as well. So he'll have to work on that. But he passes the ball so well. I think if he can land at the right spot, he could play as well.
Thank you, Dr. D.
Yes, sir.
Well, so much of what he said about being in the right place at the right time. We've seen players that we thought were great college players as Bursticker falls into the lane. who you thought they'd be stars, and they don't turn out to be because they end up in the wrong system. 74-60, the lead goes back to 14. The 46th edition of the Atlantic Coast Conference Tournament back in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is a media event with 37 television stations here, including ESPN as the network, 17 independent radio stations also here, 88 newspapers covering the tournament. Nearly 900 credentials have been passed out for this event. It just gets better every year. And as you look down press row, you see a lot of old friends, people we see every year at the ACC tournament. And one guy we want to single out is Skeeter Francis, who has been to all 46 of these tournaments.
Smile, Skeeter. I'll tell you, what a
nice
beautiful
man.
guy. Oh, beautiful person. He has such a love for ACC basketball. 5-second violation happened yesterday to him as well. The 5-second count on Ed Coder. Avery's defense.
Avery with 23 points, 4 assists, 4 steals. Just a great game for him.
It's been a typical year for him. He's been so solid all year long.
Still a game, 74-60, and plenty of time left. But Carolina needs to make another run. Graham.
It's
They
hands.
can't do it that way.
Those are hands, baby. Those are hands. Most guys would have never caught that in traffic like that. That's why I would give them an edge against Connecticut. Baseline play. Connecticut can match them on a perimeter, but I don't believe they can match them on the interior.
Effed them off. Got the basket, draws the foul. Elton Brand today with 24 points and 10 rebounds.
I mean, you talk about great hands. I mean, he has superb hands. Almost what Michael Jordan's key. Look at those paws. They go up and get on that basketball. You're not getting that basketball away from him. What a tight end he would have been. What a tight end. I mean, he would have been dominant like a Keith Jackson. But he's smart playing basketball. He played high school football, you know, tight end.
You know all this stuff.
I try to read.
You going to tell me anything else about Roseanne before this game is over?
She has no shot against Tyra Banks, I can tell you that, in the beauty contest. Not many do.
Shot clock down to 15 for Avery as Duke trying to be very patient with it. Maggette.
I was going to say, not a good shot. Forget about it. It's a great shot. Corey Maggette, starred yesterday, 24 points, stepped in for Trajan Langdon, gave him great point production.
The ones that rip those cords are good shots.
How many teams could lose a guy, the quality of Trajan Langdon, come out and play a team like a North Carolina and still be dominant?
Not miss a step.
And it's unreal. It's unbelievable.
And you feel bad for Trajan Langdon because you know he would want to be part of this win because they had not won an ACC championship in the tournament with him here.
Trying to get him out of the zone. Say, come play us man-to-man. Come play us man-to-man. Get out of that zone.
And now when they come out to play man-to-man, just stick the dagger right in their chest. Avery forced it up. Effed them off. Boy, Avery doing a great job denying Coder the ball, and then he gets it from the other side. Effed them off, blocked on the way in, out of bounds, off of effed them off to Duke.
Well, Mike, you know that talk is going to be certainly all about Duke and the invincibility. The one thing that can beat them in the NCAA tournament would be very simple, and that is the format and the system of a one-game situation. Because we all said so many times, Florida 7 will not happen as Kentucky marches on beating Arkansas.
Avery doing an Iron Man act today. He has played every second of this game so far.
And loves every minute. Every player likes PT playing time, and he's getting it here.
Carrawell fouled by Curry.
What a nice line. Take a look at that line. You go across with the assist, 5, the steals 4, 23 points, made big shots. His court presence and savvy. You know what's really interesting and exciting if you're a Duke fan? He's only a second-year player.
Right.
Battier's a second-year player.
Brand.
And Brand's a second-year player. Burgess is a second-year player. And Maggette's a freshman. I mean, are you kidding me? And then they bring in Jason Williams. You look at Burgess and James. Jason Williams out of New Jersey, a flashy point guard. And then he gets 6'11" Casey Sanders from out of Tampa. He gets Mr. Horvath from out of Minnesota at 6'10". Mike Dunleavy from out of Portland. His dad is the coach, 6'7", who can shoot.
Dakota short on the three, and that one's off McGetty out of bounds. 4:49 to go in the championship game. Duke has won it only once in the 90s, in spite of all their tremendous success. They had 2 national championships in the 90s, but won only 1 ACC championship.
1992, they won the ACC championship. Christian late this year, talking to people at Press Road, guys I respect, they said they would take the 92 team over this team. I find that hard, but, you know, they were so good in 92. I mean, certainly a debatable issue as you look at Mike Krzyzewski. It's like growing up as a kid. I used to battle. Who did you like? Snyder, Mantle, or Mays? And I was a Willie Mays guy.
And here's the story of the 90s. Look how close they are on the ACC record. 1 game apart. 109-47 to 108-48. The regular season titles 6-2. But North Carolina with the edge in the ACC tournament. And this team sees the ACC tournament and lights up like a kid looking at a Christmas tree. They just do it every year.
And those beautiful uniforms. I love those uniforms. I love the color. Brad, you got to be excited the first time they gave you a North Carolina blue uniform.
Oh, Dick, I was very proud to strap on that Carolina blue uniform. It means so much, a lot of tradition, pride. Coach Smith, when he handed me my uniform, I tell you, I was beaming like I was a kid at Christmas. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience in my life.
Battier outside against Lang as North Carolina chasing now. And Duke just working on the clock. We're down to 4:14.
He's trying to put Ron Curry now on Avery, trying to keep the ball out of his hands with his quickness.
Avery takes Curry inside. Got his own foul.
What a super second effort. He was determined. I could see in his eyes that he was determined to take that basketball and challenge Curry.
Avery has 25. Curry, with that great speed, goes baseline.
See, that's what he was able to do in high school. He just dominated people. He was 2 levels better than people, talent-wise and quickness, and just exploded by people after coming out of a football uniform.
But not here.
No, it's been a big, big adjustment for him.
McGetty.
Oh, wow. Nobody rotated over. That's not North Carolina team defense. You got to step in and help one another.
That's one of the problems when you spread the court like that. Nobody can get there. Elton Brand with a rebound.
What a juggernaut. Yes, sir, America, get ready. 63, trying to chase this clock. Trying to chase the kids from down at Durham. North Carolina, yes, Duke.
And the Duke fans on their feet, a standing ovation. The Blue Devils have put 5 players in double figures.
They're going to try to do what North Carolina State did in 1974, winning the ACC regular season, the tournament, and then the national championship with TDT, David Thompson.
Max Owens for 3. Owens has had a sensational tournament. His 20 points today, Dick.
He's 23 yesterday. His confidence has to go up, and up.
Boy, North Carolina's going to have a good club next year.
They really are going to be very good. This kid, Joe Forte, coming in from out of DeMatha, plays for Morgan Wooten, a big-time scorer athlete, somebody they need.
Phil Ford asking for Curry to get up on top of Avery. Carrawell passed to no one.
He thought Elton Brown was there. Elton said, my fault. Get me out. My fault.
2 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the game. Duke continues to lead by 15. 2:16 to go in the game. Duke continues to lead North Carolina by 15 points. In the 46-year history of the Atlantic Coast Conference, it's been done only 8 times by 5 teams. Gone undefeated, led by players of the year and players of a lifetime. This year's Duke squad's accomplishment stands out as the greatest of all, though, going 16-0 and dominating teams in a fashion not heard of.
Well, the only 2 to win a national title was NC State in '74 and Lenny Rosenbluth and company for Frank McGuire in 1957. We're able to make that happen. Duke trying to be the 3rd to make that happen.
They beat Kansas and Wilt Chamberlain in '57.
Wilt is still the Jayhawk. What an athlete he was. Track, field, you name it.
Carolina needs points quickly. Owens.
He has scoring ability. I'll tell you, his game is so much better now than it was earlier this year.
Absolutely. Max Owens with 22 this afternoon. He had 23 yesterday, which was his career high. He's getting ready to break that. Dick's going to be hanging around Charlotte to be part of our...
And Quinn Buckner do that show in College Hoops tonight. Really a good show and do an outstanding job. As you look at Max Owens here, 22 points, backing up his 23-point performance yesterday.
Full court pressure, which is not North Carolina's style anymore.
Corey Maggette really likes to play at a fast pace. He wants to go up and down the floor.
You know, you were talking about Bill Guthridge earlier and the fact that he has gotten so much out of a team that doesn't have that great athletic ability that North Carolina teams have been known for. They do the things they can do, and they do them extremely well, and they stay away from the things they don't do well.
Exactly, and a real problem for them all year has just been very simple. The presence of Duke and Maryland, and they came back yesterday and beating Maryland. I got a question for you, Brad, down there as a former player. You take a look, Brad, at a situation like Duke, blowing people away. I can't remember the last close game. I guess it was St. John's way early somewhere in January. But what effect will that have on Duke in terms of getting into the tournament? And let's say if they go to a game that comes to the wire.
Well, you know, the thing about the tournament is that it's one game and you're done. So if a team comes with a lot of enthusiasm and just has a great day, anything can happen. But what I like about this Duke basketball team is they're very businesslike. They come to each end of the floor. They go to the offensive end. They execute their offense. They try to get points out of what they practice every day. Then they go to the defensive end. Everyone talks. They switch. They play hard. They continue to do that. They just do the things they do every day. I think they're going to be very difficult to beat.
Brad, since I've been covering the ACC and Dick as well, it's been a long time, but I can't remember somebody who dominated the way Duke has. They're winning by 25.5 points a game overall this season, and more than that in the ACC.
Well, Mike, it's said over and over. I think the thing that makes this Duke team better than any team in the country right now, as well as a lot of the teams in the past, is that when they make substitutions, they push away from people.
Yep.
Other teams go into their substitution patterns. They just cannot keep up pace with Duke. And sometimes the substitutes will push the game to a 20-25-point lead, and then Coach K gets to make substitutions, rotating his starters back into the game. It's unbelievable.
And when you took a look at that all-time spreads, with all due respect to those teams, a lot of those guys weren't playing anywhere near the schedule that Mike Krzyzewski sets up for his team.
No, it's a very respectable schedule. Mike Krzyzewski is one of the greatest coaches in the country. Like I say, he doesn't get the due respect he deserves because of his talent, but they play a tough non-conference schedule every year.
Eftimov reached in, tried to get the steal, and now here's the foul with 1:26 to go.
What really has impressed me when you look at Duke and you look at the margin of victory is the way they have blitzed teams like Maryland and North Carolina. I mean, we're not talking about down in the bottom clubs. We're talking even the top clubs. So that really is impressive, because the one thing I think all of us agree, the ACC from 4 down certainly has not been vintage ACC.
Avery at the line, another spectacular performance from the point guard. 26 points. He had 5 threes, 5 assists, and 4 steals. And it's amazing, he's played the entire game. And all Trajan Langdon has been able to do today is be a cheerleader.
I'll tell you one thing, they should give inside outside co-MVPs of the tournament to Elton Brand and to William Avery. Both guys have been so valuable to Duke, especially without Langdon on the floor. Trajan told me before the game, by the way, his foot was feeling better. He just didn't want to take a chance as we see a score by Carrawell. He said, I will be ready Thursday. And who will they play probably here? Well, Mount St. Mary's may have the shot, or Florida A&M. No number 16 has ever beaten a number 1.
Avery and Carrawell.
Blowout City, here they come, the Duke machine. And what a machine they have been. Look at the hugs for Coach K. Oh, he feels relieved now. No one has been able to beat him in the ACC. This is wife Mickey, his daughter Debbie, and they're all on cloud 9. Look at the smile of Mickey on her face.
Mike Krzyzewski is putting in the remainder of his bench, taking out. There's Quinn Snyder, one of the assistant coaches who is destined for a much better head coaching job coming down the line. He's going to be a good one. But these kids celebrating. It had been frustrating for them not to win the ACC tournament while this group had been here, especially for Trajan Langdon, who's been here 5 years, and not be able to see that trophy trotted out for them to win. He'll get to see it today.
He said, when I came to Duke, he told me today, I thought I'd be in the Final Four every year.
Yeah.
I have never been there, and I'm dying to go this season. It's hard to believe they haven't been there since.
When they had 7 Final Fours in 9 years, it was like they had a reservation for life.
Last time they went was 94, lost to Arkansas.
And it was interesting. Mike Krzyzewski said, you know, he would go out and wonder if they would ever get that intensity back. And I think his illness was part of that. You wonder if you can recreate the past, and now he has done it.
Well, we spoke about that in our Sunday night piece that we had done together, and he addressed that issue. Said he got a lot of inspiration from the passing of Jimmy Valvano. He said he applied a lot of those theories and thoughts to his life, and he just really has tried to apply a philosophy to do my best, to do every day the best job I can do, to represent Duke in the right way. And he said, I know one thing, Dick, I'm going to get quality. He doesn't hide the fact. He said, I have an edge. I'm going to get quality kids at Duke who combine great basketball ability and are also outstanding young men. Hey, Brad, I got a question for you, Brad. You've been around so many pro athletes. What does it mean to be in a situation to play with not only guys that got great talent, but also great mental attitudes and great character?
Well, that's what it's all about. I mean, you can have all the talent in the world and you're not going to win. But if you have guys who have the same goals and are all working towards that same goals with character, hard work, a little bit of intensity and integrity, it's a lot of fun. And it's the focus is there immediately. And it's, you know, this program that Duke has, Mike Krzyzewski's done a wonderful job in taking this program to the highest level, as well as North Carolina being at the highest level, and to compete in those programs is a privilege, without a doubt.
Because there's so many kids today, Brad, unfortunately, that really are so selfish and so motivated for themselves individually. And what makes it special when you look at people like a Duke, and then when you played with Michael Jordan and Kenny Smith and Matt Doherty, all you guys seem to have one goal in mind, and that was the school you represented.
Well, I felt very fortunate to be able to go to a wonderful university like North Carolina. And when you put that North Carolina blue jersey on, it's an honor and a privilege. You go out, you work hard, you do the best you possibly can do, and you conduct yourself in a manner that is gentlemanlike. And then you go to class, Dick, and you hit those books real hard. So, you know, it's all about pride, and we all understood the privilege of playing at a North Carolina or a Duke.
Brad, Dick, and I don't understand anything about that class part. The T-shirts are ready for the first time since 1992. They will win the ACC championship trophy.
I got a feeling that T-shirt's going to have something else on it called NCAA as well.
Those are separate. They'll have those ready. North Carolina, after playing its best basketball back-to-back games this year, came in with high hopes against their arch rival. They had a tremendous performance against Maryland yesterday. And even though they made a big comeback after they were down 24 to Duke today, it was just not to be.
Yeah, they really made a great effort, but the bottom line, it's pure and simple talent. T-A-L-E-N-T. I can even spell that, a dummy like myself.
When you have a chance, Dick, when you're off, be sure to send me a picture of Roseanne. I'd like to. I've enjoyed, as always, I have enjoyed being down here with you, and it's been a joy having Brad Doherty with us.
It's been so much fun, Mike. You and I have done so many of these, and I hope God allows us to do many, many more.
Absolutely. And they'll probably see a lot of North Carolina in the finals again.
Look at this. They throw the baseball pass and release the guy for a layup.
J.D. Simpson.
Simpson gets a deuce.
He turned down a scholarship from a lot of mid-level schools to walk on at Duke, and he gets a bucket in the finals of the ACC championship.
And I'll guarantee 20 years from now, he will be talking to his grandchildren and say, I won the game on a buzzer shot.
Why not?
Oh, exactly. Oh, it's been all Duke, baby. The Duke Blue Devils, the best team in the United States. Now get ready for the big prize. And
Duke has just set a record for the largest average winning margin in an ACC tournament. They won 3 games by an average of 25 points a game. The final 96-73. What a tremendous performance by Duke. It has been all year. They go to 32-1. Dick, one single basket at the end of the game against Cincinnati has kept them from perfection.
Unbelievable. Cincinnati met the challenge in that game, but now they enter the March Madness. Their #1 goal to win 6 in a row and to win the national title. As you look at the Krzyzewski family with hugs, as Mrs. K, Mickey, been at his side, was his guiding light in the year that he really struggled in '95. Not only with a bad back, Mike, it was an emotional time where Mike really allowed himself to be drained, taking on so many extra jobs and duties.
Some statement that William Avery made today. 29 points, 5 3-pointers, and he is with our Brad Daugherty right now.
Yes, I'm here with William Avery, Elton Brand. We're trying to get some tables through here. William Avery, you guys came out.